Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And we're always thrilled to have you on with us and say hello to a few friends when we go live like we do as you get your notifications. Andrea, Niagara Falls. Brahim, how are you? And Laurie Lee, Ventura, California. Marianne, how are you? And Madeleine, Kippawa, Quebec. Sandy, how are you? And Doris from Kitchener. Nick from our staff. Fran from Orangeville. And Victoria, Saskatoon. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Rosalinda from the sunny Niagara Falls. Kevin, Oshawa, Donna Parkhill, Yolande. Bonjour from Hamden. Jeanette, nice to have you on. Sharon, Abilene, Kansas. Brenda, New Brunswick. And Lori and Ryan, from Sarasota. Linda, Uppsala. Wendy, Markham. Mary, Norwich. And Luella, West Tennessee. Rhoda. And Lori from Niagara Falls. Beverly, good morning. And is that you, Gertie, from Burlington? How are you? Jeanette, nice to have you on. Len and Judy from Edmonton, Alberta. Karen from Sault Ste. Marie. Lori, Cambridge. Francis Vaughn. Donna from Bell Valley. Rose, good morning. Lighthouse Cove. Marianne from London. Linda, oh, those Lindas. New Brunswick. Keith, good morning. Wanda from Ridgeway. And another Donna. And Denise, Oakville. Tina, good morning. And Diane from Thunder Bay. Janine, West Kelowna. Peggy, good morning. Maureen, Penticton, British Columbia. Marl, Ottawa. Couple more guys. Dave, Scarborough. Annalisa, North Bay. Karen, Kincardine. Gary, Bolton. And Nancy, Gores Landing. And Nina and Judy. Okay, guys, here we go. Let me read, or at least talk about an article that I read Sunday, I think, and then I reread some of it even this morning. Listen to this stat, okay? Just to show you where we're at in our healthcare, okay? 66% of all Americans are taking at least one medication. 66%. After 65, 65%. Okay, so all Americans, okay, 66% of them are taking at least one pharmaceutical medication, okay? So prescription. After 65, 65% are on two medications. 48% of people after 65 are on 4 medications, and 36% on 5 medications. Do you think we might be over-medicated? Like, are you kidding me? Okay? In nursing homes, okay, this is an average. In nursing homes, they're on 7 medications on average in nursing homes. This article went on to say, okay, when taken off meds, hospitalization goes down, and so does death. Almost all of these people that I talked about are on statin drugs, being the number one go-to. Now, this article, okay, here's what it said. It really was about integrated physicians. Okay, so what an integrated physician is, one that's sort of the best of both worlds. Okay, you need a med, you get a med. But generally, they're very interested in metabolic health, diet, supplements, okay, as needed. These are called integrative doctors, okay? And when this article really was about them, because they said, look at the world out there, 66% of all Americans are at least on one medication. After 65, 65% are on two, 48% are on four, and 36% are on five. And when you get to a nursing home, you're on seven, on average. And these doctors are saying, well, that's crazy. And when asked, they did a survey and asked what 5 drugs are over-medicated. What 5 medications are overused in their opinion and not getting at the root cause. Okay? These are integrated physicians. 1, proton pump inhibitors. That came up number 1 for them. And we'll go into this, okay, maybe today, if we get time, on proton pump inhibitors. And I'll just do a little bit of a teaching on it again because it's important, okay? Acid. And it'll be rinse and repeat as usual, okay? Because I'm going to repeat things that I talk about all the time. Okay, now, so the number 1 medication that they think is overprescribed is number 1 on their hit parade was proton pump inhibitors that reduce acid in your stomach. Okay, now these doctors are smart, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. The second one was SSRIs, given for depression, overprescribed according to these physicians, according to a survey of integrated medical doctors. They said, you know what's overprescribed? SSRIs. And again, looking for love in all the wrong places. We've talked about this in the past, that really, we haven't done well with depression. And, you know, in the summer of 2022, we found out really, SSRIs don't do much because it's not hitting the problem. It's masking the problem at best. Okay, according to the new research. So, proton pump inhibitors, SSRIs, number 3, statins. Okay, so these doctors said they're overprescribed, and the article went on to say for statins, that, and these doctors all agreed, they were overrated. Statins were overrated because at the end of the day, they lower your cholesterol, but they don't keep you alive on the planet. They have, it doesn't reduce heart disease or stroke. Okay? And again, that was in this article. The 4th overprescribed medication are non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, NSAIDs. Okay? And some of them are you can get without a prescription, like Advil. They put Tylenol in that group, overprescribed, Tylenol 3s or whatever. And you know what was interesting was number 5, so just the top 5, birth control pills. They said it wasn't worth it. There's too many side effects, including depression and mood swings and strokes later on in life and that. And a 130% increase in depression with birth control pills. And kids are put on this stuff. I remember in the office, 10-year-old girls, their hormones were raging, were put on birth control pills. Are you kidding me? Anywho, those are the 5. Proton pump inhibitors, SSRI, statins, NSAIDs, birth control pills. Okay, those were the top 5. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about the SSRIs, since they're the number 1 that they said was overprescribed. And the reason is, it didn't go on to say this in the article, but I can tell you that the problem with acid reflux is you don't have enough acid. Now, remember what I was saying yesterday about trying to change minds? Okay? It's so indoctrinated into thinking, medical thinking, is if you got acid reflux, you got too much acid. And folks, you know me. Okay, let's take out a chart here. And I want to talk to you about this, okay? So for those listening on a podcast later, I'm showing to you the stomach, okay? Got it? There's the stomach, okay? And let me see, I can get it over here. Okay, there's the stomach, okay? Why do you need acid here? Okay? Let's talk about the importance of having a very, very, very acidic acid. Acidic acid. Acidic stomach. Okay? Why do you need a very, very acidic stomach? You know what we say here? Your stomach is supposed to be more acidic than a lion's stomach. Okay? It's supposed to be. Why do you need acidity in your stomach? Why is your stomach built like that? 1, to digest protein, steak. You've been given a very, very, very acidic stomach. Number 1, so that you will eat animal protein. Animal protein is very, very complex, full of amino acids. It needs to be broken down in your stomach, okay? And it needs very, very acidic stomach. Number 1. Number 2, this stomach here, okay, is your guardian. Okay? You know how I always talk about wear a mask at night to go to sleep. Otherwise, wear an invisible mask. Vitamin A. It covers your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. Leave your tonsils in your throat. Why? They're gatekeepers. Everybody and their dog got their tonsils removed in the 50s and the 60s at the first sign of infection. I told you the story where I was, everybody in my class, I don't think I'm even exaggerating. In grade 6 or grade 7, put your hands up if you had your tonsils removed. And I'm looking around the class and everybody had their tonsils removed. And they said, oh yeah, it was fun. We went to the hospital and we got those Dixie cups, ice cream. I said to my dad, how come I didn't get any Dixie cups? He said, you need your tonsils. They're gatekeepers. It's not part of evolution, he said. He was right. Now, you almost have to have gangrene in your tonsils before they'll remove them, because they finally clued in, hey, tonsils are on your side. Why are we removing them? And giving kids a Dixie cup ice cream if they would go and get their tonsils removed. Okay? I'm 72 and I still got my tonsils. They're an important part of your immune system. Okay? So you got gatekeepers. Eyes. When your vitamin A status is high enough, you're going to touch your eyes. When you wear a mask, okay, let's talk about the other mask. What good is that doing you? The second you touch your eyes, that virus or bacteria is getting into your body. You need a personal immune system. Anyways, back to the stomach. Your stomach is a gatekeeper. One, it breaks down protein. Really important to break protein down properly. You need stomach acidity. 2, it's a gatekeeper. Why do we see today so much H. pylori? Why are people having so much trouble with yeast, SIBO or SIFO? Why? Even bacteria like C. difficile and whatever, it gets past your stomach acidity because it's not acidic enough. The lower or the higher the acidity, the better it kills bugs, viruses, yeast. You've been given a protective mechanism in your stomach when your acid is high enough. Okay? And you need your stomach acidity. One of the biggest issues, okay? One of the biggest issues. When the second part, like I talked about, when bacteria, viruses, undigested protein get into your small intestine, you got trouble. Because your body will turn on itself to some extent. Where do you think autoimmune comes from? Okay, leaky gut. You got it right. But what is a big product of leaky gut? Your stomach. Not enough acidity. Not breaking down those proteins properly. Not keeping the bugs out. And your body turns on itself. Autoimmune. Why do we see so much autoimmune today? We just wrote a newsletter. 1 out of 9 people in North America will have an autoimmune disease in their lifetime. And women, it's worse. 1 out of 6. And let me say this. Use it or lose it. And one of the biggest problems in our society today is that we bought the lie about animal foods because of cholesterol and acidity. Oh, steak is acidic. Red meat causes cancer. It is the farthest thing from the truth. Cancer hates steak and loves sugar. So people, for the last 40, 50 years, have bought a fat-free, high-carb, high-fiber, low-protein diet. Okay? They bought the lie. And they've changed their acidity in their stomach. It started to creep up. And when the body senses that people are eating the wrong food, the body produces even more acidity. Your proton pumps. You got proton pumps in here, in your stomach. And you know what they do? They produce more acid. Problem is, when proton pumps start doing it, that acidity can go up into the esophagus. And you get heartburn. And, just have another Tums and eat all the pizza you want. Right? Just have another Tums. Get rid of the acidity. You'll feel better. And you know what? It's funny, these integrative doctors have all agreed. The number one is the proton pump inhibitors. They're not worth it. They're not fixing the problem. They're masking the problem. They're making another problem even worse. You're reducing the acidity. And now the gatekeepers, and they've proven this. I read a study about even through the virus, COVID, people that were taking proton pump inhibitors, they got sicker. One of your gatekeepers is your stomach acidity. Okay? So, anyway, put that down. Now, I've had that since the 70s, that chart. Okay. So, 30% of Americans are taking an antacid. Wow. And guys, one of the fixes is just changing your diet. Going from a carb heavy, especially sugar. You see, sugar. Your body wasn't made. Your stomach was meant to eat steak, not sugar. And when you don't, use it or lose it. And then that pH in your stomach starts creeping up. Your body tries to make an adjustment. It over-adjusts. And before you know it, you have acid reflux. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. And the problem with proton pump inhibitors is when you take those medications, you are leaving yourself much more susceptible to infection. You are leaving yourself much more susceptible to Alzheimer's. There's a direct link. Because I didn't even tell you the third thing. Okay, I talked to you about protein. But you need stomach acidity to chelate your minerals, like magnesium, okay? Like potassium. It chelates it. It helps you to absorb your nutrients. What is the link between your stomach acidity and your brain? Well, one of them is the brain vitamin. Not only vitamin D, but especially B12. You see, you need that stomach acidity for B12. Why do you think 80% of the population have low, suboptimal levels of B12? 80%. One of the biggest factors, number one, they don't eat enough red meat. And even if they do, and they don't have the right stomach acidity, you're not making the intrinsic factor, and you're not absorbing B12. Guys, it's incredible. And B12 is a neurological vitamin. And I always in my office used to start inside out with people. Let's look at the gut. Let's look at the stomach. And it's amazing how many people we were able to get off proton pump inhibitors. They lived on them. I said, well, first of all, when you don't chelate your minerals, okay? When you don't chelate your mineral, I get these little women and grab them by the face. Said, listen, Linda, listen. When you insist on eating salad and not steak, your stomach acidity has crept up. And you're not breaking down, you're not chelating your minerals, like even calcium that you're eating. And your bones are going to pay the price. Do you know that with proton pump inhibitors? Huge increase in osteoporosis. Huge increase in osteoporosis down the road. You're not absorbing. Your stomach, it's a gatekeeper. It's a chelator. It helps you to break your food down properly. B12. Guys, you can't be healthy. You just can't when you don't get enough B12 in your body. B12, like everybody talks about B vitamins. I say, yeah, I like B vitamins. Eat them. But guys, B12 is key. It's key to your brain. It's key to your memory. It's key to your neurological. It's a neurological vitamin. It's even a key to weight loss in a lot of ways. And 80% of the population are walking around and they have no clue that they don't even have optimized levels of B12. And again, these integrated doctors, they know that. They were just pounding the sand about the over-medication, especially those proton pump inhibitors. And guys, let me just say this, okay? Let me just say this because this is a really important issue too. So you got acid? Okay. You know your body's overcompensating for your lack of acidity in your stomach. Okay? But then there's a silent reflux, okay? A silent reflux. And here's the possible symptom that you have no idea that your body is producing more acidity because you're not feeling, I don't feel that acid reflux. I don't get the burning. Oh yeah, but listen, there's often a connection. Sinus problems, postnasal drip, okay? and a sensation like a lump in your throat. Silent reflux. Okay? Frequently having to clear your throat. Okay? Even maybe a cough. Just coughing all the time. Ear. A lot of people go, Doc, why do you suggest, okay, when people have trouble with ear pressure and ear infections, a lot of times that is the gatekeeper's stomach is not right. Man, it's important, that stomach of yours. Chronic sore throat, burning in the mouth and tongue. And that can be a sign, too, that you're low in B12. Anything around the mouth, but silent reflux. It's a big problem in our society today. A lot of people have these symptoms and they have no idea. Okay? So, what do you do? What do you do? Proton pump inhibitors should be a Band-Aid and used, if they're used at all, very, very temporarily. And really, if you read the warnings on the black box warning on those things, they're telling you, like, you shouldn't be using this for very long. But change your diet. Change your diet. Start eating more protein and your acidity will come back. Lay off the carbohydrates, especially sugar. It's amazing how your stomach can regenerate. Get your B12 levels checked. If you're under 800, you're low. Take B12. And I love digestive enzymes, guys. I do. I talk about them a lot. And especially the ones that break protein down, because that's the big thing in your stomach. You got to break that protein down. You're going to maximize your intake of those amino acids, the building blocks in your body. I love digestive enzymes. I love probiotics even. They start, the probiotics start working. Soon as the food gets into the stomach, past the stomach, those probiotics are right at work in the small intestine. They help to assimilate your food. Okay? Okay. Anyway. When I read that article today, like I just about passed out. Like the amount of people that are on, they live their lives on medication. And you know what? If you need a med, okay. But anyway, I really like getting to the root of the problem. Okay? That's me. Let's get to the root of the problem. Okay, guys. Okay, are you ready for Friday yet? Question and answer Friday. Send your questions in. Okay? We love that. Okay? And, I was thinking this morning as all those names were coming up, I said, man, I'd love to meet every one of you. Okay? I was in North Bay yesterday and I met a few people that, they watched the show. Of course, sometimes I don't see the names and sometimes I do, but, it's really nice. I wish I could meet every one of you, okay? I feel like I know you, but I'd really like to be able to sit down and have a coffee with you, Okay? Coffee. Okay, guys, we love you dearly, and we'll talk to you soon.